Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. If the Warriors can bring in a star on Devin Booker's level, a fearsome duo with Stephen Curry will be formed. But how can this happen? The Suns are in pieces and could accept a proposal with 5 players to revamp the entire squad. In this deal, the Warriors send Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and Moses Moody along with veterans Gary Payton II and Kevin Looney. Rumors: Warriors want to sign a big star. The Golden State Warriors' painfully average 2024-25 season has caught the attention of the basketball world, with both fans and fellow NBA franchises waiting on bated breath to see what the dynastic organization does next. The team isn't quite ready to compete for an 8th title in franchise history with 2-time league MVP Stephen Curry at the helm. In order to correct their most prevalent issues and assert themselves as true contenders in a loaded conference, their general manager Mike Dunleavy may strongly consider reaching out to a potentially selling team with plenty of superstar talent to give away. While the Phoenix Suns have been fully entrenched in trade speculation in recent weeks regarding 3-time All-Star guard Bradley Beal, Dunleavy could instead try to swing for the fences and convince the Suns to start a fire sale by parting ways with superstar shooting guard Devin Booker. At 28 years old, Booker is a 4-time All-Star and 2-time All-NBA selection, seemingly entering his prime years. Strangely enough, the present moment may be the best opportunity for the Warriors to buy low for a player of his caliber. This is due to Booker's slow start to the season, for his standards, as he's averaging 24.4 points and 7.0 assists with a 49.6% effective field goal percentage, the lowest mark since his rookie campaign. The supremely skilled scorer has proven to be one of the greats in terms of putting the ball in the basket with fantastic efficiency as a high-volume shooter, but his regression this season could be attributed to the ongoing rumors surrounding his franchise. With the Suns' record sitting at 17-19 and the opportunity to compete with one of the winningest superstars of the decade in Curry staring Booker in the face, there's even the possibility that the star pushes for a deal if Phoenix continues to struggle as the February 6 trade deadline approaches. In a potential acquisition, Golden State pairing Curry and Booker on the same roster would immediately create one of the best backcourts in league history. With Booker falling short of a championship victory when his Suns were defeated in the 2021 NBA Finals by the Milwaukee Bucks, the savvy scorer could view a trade to Golden State as a golden opportunity to capture an elusive title. In exchange for Booker, Golden State would have to offer different variations of deals, likely including Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski and Moses Moody, along with veterans Gary Payton II and Kevin Looney, and first-round draft capital. Kerr's stubbornness and team's prospects. Steve Kerr is a great coach, one of the best in the league. Mr. Kerr doesn't see what the rest of us see, that Moses Moody should start at the 2, with Steph, Kuminga, Dre, and TJD the other starters. With Moody's outside shooting, which is measurably better than Wiggins and has been for a couple of years, and solid defense, he is a better fit at the 2 than Wiggins. Wiggins played great off the bench, and played better than when he started, and while overall Wiggins is a better defender, the 2 is not his natural position. The numbers bear this out, but Kerr is too stubborn and just won't start Moody because he still perceives Moody as a rookie. This happens a lot in the NBA, where perceptions change more slowly than reality. People still perceive Curry as the bad defender he used to be, not the average to good defender he is now. Moody is ready, but Kerr won't see it. There were articles the other day quoting Steph saying some players won't be happy with their minutes, as there are 13 players worthy of being in the rotation, and that you can't have a 13-player rotation, but history says otherwise. The 2015 Warriors came at their opponents in waves, and their closing 5 were well rested in the fourth quarter. This is a tremendous advantage in the closing minutes, particularly against teams with a thin bench who have to play their starters long minutes. Fatigue leads to mistakes, even in great players, and in a game where a slow step leads to a score, a deep bench provides a great advantage. The team also can afford to give players a rest. Melton will need rest days to preserve his back, and Steph and Dre will need rest and less minutes to preserve their health for the playoffs. With the physical way Paz plays, a day off will do him good. With practice, the players will learn they don't have to conserve energy. They can run, and run, full bore all the time, and play defense like their hair is on fire, knowing they will be able to catch their breath when the next guy comes in. In defense of Kerr's genius, putting Kyle Anderson at the 5, or point 4, is in point. During the preseason, when Anderson ran the point from the 5, the offense was unlocked. Flow was achieved. It was really fun to watch. Finally, I was harsh on Dunleavy in a prior comment, because the preseason showed he picked up very good players. Post, in particular, was a surprise, as one would expect a 7-footer picked up late in the second round to be a stiff. But Post has more fluidity to his game. And besides his outside shooting, his shots were not falling but most were very close. He has been able to get to his defensive spots in a timely manner, and his height makes a difference. Lundy Waters also has impressed. He moves well without the ball and plays good defense. Neither player will crack this rotation, but both can play minutes if the need arises. It is hard to judge a team by a preseason win/loss record, especially with this team. Opponents are playing rookies and free agents to see what they have, and the Dubs have no scrubs to play. But this year, the Dubs are playing better team defense, with help coming at the right time, and better transition defense, unlike last year, when in preseason players were strolling down the court, resulting in 5-on-3s. In a prior article, I pointed that out last preseason with the Splash Brothers strolling, no less. It came as no surprise that the Dubs had the 4th worst transition defense because how you practice is how you play. With scoring, Hyde, Waters, playmaking, Anderson, Paz, and defense, Melton, off the bench, this team will surprise many during the regular season. Warriors' Draymond Green calls out Jusuf Nurkic for Najee Marshall scuffle. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green has addressed the altercation between Jusuf Nurkic and Najee Marshall from the Phoenix Suns and Dallas Mavericks matchup on December 27. The heated exchange between Nurkic and Marshall led to a fight and ejection of both players. The NBA suspended Nurkic for 3 games, and Marshall for 4 games. "I did not quite understand," Green said on the Draymond Green Show. "He just, out of nowhere, picked an argument and swung. I hope that brother got the help he needs, because that was random, man." Green also mentioned the confusion he had over Nurkic playing the victim, holding his head following the dilemma. "I am very surprised that the guy who got swung on got suspended for more games," Green continued. The Suns appear to have benched Nurkic for the moment, as he didn't play, coach's decision, in Thursday's game against the Atlanta Hawks. When does Jusuf Nurkic face Draymond Green and the Warriors? While Green makes a fair point about Nurkic and his repeated incidents, it's also quite ironic given Green's controversial history on the floor. His fiery temper has led to his own share of suspensions and fines throughout his 13 years in the NBA. The Warriors match up with the Suns again on January 31, but it's possible that Nurkic could be traded before the trade deadline, especially if the Suns continue with his benching. The Suns are 17-19 and trying to turn their season around to make the playoffs. They are going to have to find a balance within the roster.